began this formal celebration of science and engineering and technology and how it has grown to tonight. Apparently there are only 5 tents like this one in the entire country. This has been provided for us tonight by Wahi Tents. Let's give them a round of applause. I am curious, how many people here have attended all 10 of these evenings? That's great. Congratulations and thank you for your long-standing support. Terrific. We're in for a real treat tonight. I love this idea of coming together and celebrating science. As usual, I spend a lot of time, every year I try to find a couple of engineer or science jokes to bring with me. This year on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day of course, I'm listening to NPR's Science Friday, and they've decided to devote an hour to science jokes on April Fool's Day. I thought, this is awesome. I'm going to be so prepared this year with science jokes. I listened for 20 minutes and understood almost nothing. They had this group of 5 scientists in the studio, and they're telling jokes, and they're all laughing hysterically at jokes like this one. There was a physicist who gets pulled over by a policeman, and the policeman comes up and says, "Do you know how fast you were traveling?" And the physicist says, "No, but I know where I am." I knew I was in a room where some of you would get that. I had no idea what he was talking about, and the 5 scientists on the radio show had tears in their eyes, doubled over in laughter. The only joke that they told in the 20 minutes that I listened that I understood was this one. Did you hear that there's a new restaurant on the moon? It has a terrific view, but no atmosphere. That's my one. Thank you. At this time, I want to welcome and recognize a couple of our special guests tonight. I don't know where these folks are seated, so if they could give me a wave, that would be great. First off, Navy Commander Richard E. Simpson. Commander Simpson, where are you? Great to have you here. We have a pair of Nolenbergs here. Michigan State Representative Marty Nolenberg and former Congressman Joe Nolenberg. Where are the Nolenbergs? Go ahead, please begin your salad course as I welcome to the podium the President and CEO of the Detroit Science Center. Please welcome Kevin Prihod. Kevin.
Thank you. I had an opportunity today to fly back from Dallas where we're setting up our mummies exhibit, and it was shocking to look outside the window and see the hundreds and hundreds of miles of flooding towns and farms, and it certainly made me once again appreciate what a wonderful state we live in Michigan. It's certainly an honor for me to stand up here as the leader of this wonderful institution and thank all of you for your support. Our success depends totally on generous people like you who understand the importance of engineering and technology and science and math in their everyday lives. These are certainly challenging times for museums, but for 10 years we've been able to count on all of you to help us achieve our goals, to inspire Michigan's next generation of engineers. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the staff members of the Science Center, thank you very much. And there's someone else we've counted on for 10 years. Devin, thank you for being someone that cares about the Science Center a great deal. Your friendship and support has always remained constant, even as our facility has changed dramatically. So thank you. Somebody once said that nobody succeeds beyond his or her wildest expectations unless he or she begins with some wild expectations. And our chairman, Francois Castain, had some pretty wild expectations for the Detroit Science Center when he became involved in 1999. And I think we're steadily moving towards exceeding them. Francois, what do you think? Doing okay? In fact, that's why we're sitting in a parking lot tonight. You know, we filled up our museum with this phenomenal content, so you have to eat outside. And you know what? There's much, much more to come than what you see tonight. This month we'll complete the new Roads, Bridges, and Tunnels Gallery and open it with a special Careers in Construction Day for 1,000 high school and middle students later this month. In July, we'll unveil our FA-18 Blue Angel fighter jet that we're going to suspend high above the Chrysler Science Stage. In September, we're going to open our energy efficient and environmentally sustainable virtual house that we call Planet Home. In October, we'll begin to install our new Speedway to Freeway gallery that will integrate the Motorsports Hall of Fame with numerous exhibits that highlight how so much of today's consumer automotive technology started with breakthroughs at the racetrack. During the next 7 months, we'll be adding new exhibits on mental health and surgery and orthopedics to our Beaumont Medical Marvels Gallery. And 1 year from tonight, we'll open the new Marathon Future Fuels Gallery at the 2012 Gala with Marathon Petroleum's CEO Gary Heminger as our keynote speaker. You know, none of this would be possible, none of this construction, without Design and Exhibits, which is our wholly owned subsidiary that builds all of our exhibits as well as outside projects that include everything from magnetic key holders for Lexus to the Harman exhibit at the 2011 North American Auto Show. And yesterday we were excited to learn that we have been awarded the contract to serve as the exhibits manager for all of the educational exhibits at the Detroit Zoo. And shortly, we're also hoping to be chosen as the designer and the builder of new galleries for the Detroit Historical Museum and the Arab American Museum. And we're about to reach a major milestone. This year, over 1 million people will experience our exhibits, not only in Detroit, but also in Boston, Baltimore, Dallas, San Antonio, and other cities where we're touring our 2 national traveling exhibits, The Accidental Mummies of Guanajuato and Diabetes, A Deeper Look. And next year, Planet Home and Speedway to Freeway will also begin traveling, giving us one of the largest touring collections of any science museum. We are also proud to report that the Detroit Children's Museum that we reopened in 2010 has served almost 100,000 children through visits and outreach in its first year under our management. And our University Prep Science and Math Middle School, in only its 3rd year, is proud to report that its MEP scores in math and science are above the average for the entire state of Michigan. The Detroit Science Center is an important part of Michigan's future success. Where else can young people go to learn that careers in engineering are cool and available and lucrative? Not in school. Half of the middle school teachers in the country instructing science and math don't have technical degrees in the area they teach, and only 1 in 1,000 has a degree and experience in engineering. They can't go on television or in movies, lawyers, detectives, spies, criminals. Where are the real American idols, the engineers who made our standard of living possible? And unfortunately, they can't go home and do it unless they're lucky enough to have an engineer as a parent or a mentor. And that is particularly unlikely for kids in underserved communities like Detroit. But we're here, we're trying to make a difference through our exhibits, our theaters, our outreach programs, and above all, our passionate staff members and trustees. Michigan needs the Detroit Science Center, and your generosity tonight is helping us to inspire that next generation